You stand up from the floor. Maybe you are heading to the kitchen. Maybe you just need to use the bathroom. You have not even taken a full step yet, and your baby's face changes. The lip drops, the arms reach out, and then the cry hits, sharp and immediate, like you just did something terrible. You know you are coming right back, but your baby does not know that. What is happening in that moment is not what most people think. It is not a habit. It is not a phase. It is a brain doing exactly what it was built to do. For the first several months of life, your baby's mind runs on a simple rule. If something is visible, it exists. If it disappears, it is gone. Not hidden somewhere, gone. So when you walked out of the room during those early weeks, your baby did not miss you. They could not. You simply stopped existing. Then somewhere around 4 to 8 months, something shifts. Developmental psychologists call it object permanence. Your baby's brain starts building the ability to hold a mental picture of something it can no longer see. They look for the toy you hid under the blanket. They light up during peekaboo because now they expect the face to come back. This sounds like progress, and it is, but it comes with a cost no one warns you about. Because the same development that lets your baby understand a toy still exists under a blanket is the same development that lets them understand you still exist behind a closed door. Before this shift, your baby did not cry when you left. There was nothing to cry about. Now there is. Now they know you are somewhere, and they have no idea whether you are coming back. They cannot measure time. 5 seconds feels the same as 5 hours in a brain that has no architecture for duration yet. So that cry is not manipulation. It is not neediness. It is a mind that just learned to hold the image of someone it loves and is facing, for the first time, the possibility of losing that person. That alone would be enough to change how you hear the cry. But there is something else happening underneath, something you cannot see, but that scientists can measure. When you disappear from your baby's view, a small structure deep in the brain called the amygdala fires a threat signal. In an adult, the prefrontal cortex would step in and say, "Wait, this is not a real threat." But your baby does not have that yet. The prefrontal cortex is one of the slowest regions of the brain to mature. It will not be fully developed for another 2 decades. So the alarm goes off, and there is nothing to shut it down. What follows is chemical. The brain triggers what is called the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, the body's central stress system. It tells the adrenal glands to release cortisol. In small doses, cortisol is useful. But in a baby with no internal regulation to bring it back down, it rises and stays elevated. One study found that cortisol levels in 9-month-olds were still above baseline 90 minutes after their mothers left the room. This is where it gets interesting. This is not a design flaw. Your baby's brain was never meant to handle this alone. In the architecture of early human development, the parent is not just a caregiver. The parent is a biological regulator. Neuroscientists call it social buffering. When you hold your baby, when you respond to their cry, when you make eye contact, you are not just providing comfort. You are altering their brain chemistry in real time. Oxytocin rises, the stress system dials down, the amygdala quiets. Your presence is not a luxury for your baby's nervous system. It is the regulation itself. Without you, the system has no brake pedal. And nothing makes this point clearer than Edward Tronick's still face experiment. A parent sits across from their baby, plays with them, talks to them, responds normally. Then, without warning, the parent stops. Same position, same distance, but the face goes blank. No smile, no voice, no response. Within seconds, the baby notices. They try to re-engage, smiling, reaching, making sounds. When nothing comes back, they begin to fall apart. They look away. Their posture collapses. They cry in a way that sounds different from hunger or tiredness. It sounds like confusion, like loss. And this is not with a stranger. This is with their own parent, sitting inches away. What Tronick showed was that being near your baby is not the same as being present with your baby. The infant brain does not track your location, it tracks your responsiveness. A face that does not respond and a room that is empty register as the same thing. Think about that the next time you are next to your baby, but somewhere else in your mind. Think about what the phone in your hand looks like from their side. Now, before that sends you into a spiral of guilt, there is a part of this story that most people never hear. After the still face portion ends and the parent re-engages, something remarkable happens. The baby comes back. Not immediately, not easily, but when the parent makes eye contact again, softens, responds, the baby's system starts to regulate. The crying slows, the body reorganizes, the connection repairs. And that repair is doing something critical inside the brain. It is teaching the nervous system that disconnection is not the end, that distress is survivable, that the person who went away, or who went still, can return and make it right. Attachment researchers believe this cycle, the break followed by the repair, is one of the most important things that happens in early brain development. Not because the break is good, because the repair is irreplaceable. It trains the brain to recover. This is what attachment really is, not a parenting style, not a philosophy. It is architecture. Every time your baby reaches for you and you respond, you are wiring their prefrontal cortex. You are strengthening the pathways that connect the alarm system to the parts of the brain that can calm it. You are programming a stress response that knows how to activate and, just as importantly, how to shut back down. Alan Shore, a leading researcher in this field, has shown that the right hemisphere of the infant brain is shaped directly by the quality of these early interactions. These patterns get encoded not in conscious memory, but in the body itself. Your baby will not remember a single one of these moments, but their brain will be built by them. And here is what the science says about the pressure you might be feeling right now. It is not about being perfect. Research has shown over and over that securely attached children do not have parents who never fail. They have parents who come back. The pattern the brain is encoding is not "she is always here." It is "when she leaves, she returns. When I call out, someone answers." That pattern, repeated thousands of times across the early years, becomes the template your child carries into every friendship, every relationship, every moment of trust or doubt for the rest of their life. You are not building that template with grand gestures. You are building it every time you walk back into the room. Millions of years of evolution could have built a baby that is ready to go from day one. Many animals are born that way. A foal stands within minutes. A sea turtle finds the ocean on its own. But humans went the other direction. The human infant arrives with the most unfinished brain of any primate on the planet. And that is not an accident. It is a strategy. A brain that is incomplete at birth is a brain that can be shaped by the world it enters. It can adapt to a desert or a city, to one language or four, to the specific emotional climate of its own family. And the single most powerful force shaping that climate, more than any toy or app or program, is a responsive human being. You. So the next time your baby cries, the moment you stand up, do not see it as a problem. See it for what it is, a brain that just learned you exist, a mind holding the image of someone it loves, and a nervous system reaching for the one thing evolution designed it to need. You are not just comforting your baby when you come back. You are building the person they will become. I want to hear from you. Think about a moment when your baby lost it because you left the room, even for just a few seconds. What did that feel like? Tell me in the comments, because I think every parent carries those moments quietly, and we do not talk about them enough. And if this changed the way you think about your baby's cry, I want to leave you with one more thing. We talked about what happens when you leave, but what about the moments when you are right there and your baby turns away from you on purpose, refuses to look at your face? Most parents read that completely wrong, and the science behind it will surprise you.